It is my privilege to introduce our guest speaker today, Devender Narala Garu, who has been my right hand when I was the president of Silicon Andhra for the years of 2009 and 2010. And he has helped me in many ways on the personal front also, with my kids' college planning and my financial planning and all those things. So looking at what is happening today around us with this corona situation, what universities are doing, how they are taking students into their what are the key strategies one should follow. This is very important thing for middle schoolers and high schoolers, and then all the parents, and so I requested Devendra Garu to spend today's meeting time in taking us through what the challenges that he see for the students as they move forward. And Devendra Garu has been a certified college and financial consultant for the last 7-8 years. And he has helped several Silicon Andhra family members and their kids. I know that personally. So Devendra Garu, thank you, sir. Thanks for taking time and coming and helping our club. And you being a chair of our club services also, it's a double dhamaka. So thank you, and looking forward to this session. And also one more thing, I probably will update next week. We are planning to do some food serving sevas in the community here, and for the first of such activity, Devendra Garu and Kavita Garu, they have come forward to sponsor that also. So I want to thank on behalf of the Rotary Club of Silicon Andhra. And Devendra Garu, thank you, sir. You're always the first person to say yes, count me in. So we are counting you in on your support, and thank you. So without any further delay, please take us through the changing landscape of getting into great schools, and what are the pitfalls, what are the challenges, and how do we navigate through those challenges? How can we equip our kids, for their better future? So thank you very much, sir. Devendra Garu.
Raj Garu, well, it's an overwhelming introduction, so let me put it that way. But I'm not a guest speaker for any, I'm part of Rotary, so I am an inside speaker, so you'll get the inside view from me. These are various topics I do on my other time, but today mostly we're going to do about college planning and college coaching program and my personal experiences. And let's go to the next one. Well, I want to start off with a joke. Anand Garu last time said, we need to change our Rotary a little bit different. So I said, you know what, the son is coming and asking the dad, the teacher told us to bring a pencil to the classroom. What's a pencil? Yeah, it looks kind of funny, but I wanted to start with this presentation that is the digital divide we are talking about. Today, the students who are going to school are sitting in front of a tablet or a computer and not knowing what a pencil is. So it is kind of a funny, but at the same time, we need to address this because there's quite a few people out on the other side of the world and in this country too, who don't know what a computer is. So how are these kids who are going to kindergarten today without knowing what a pencil is, and the other kids who are on the other side of the world who don't know what a computer is, how are they going to develop, and how is this society going to be shaping? That's something for us, all of us, to think about. Okay, so let's go to why we do college planning. And Rajigar, after you put up all the slides, give me a few minutes. I want to say something else before it's okay to keep those things. But first of all, let me say namaste as an Indian style to all the Rotarians here, and giving this opportunity to share my knowledge and experiences on college planning or college coaching programs. Like Rajigaru said, I'm a certified college consultant and a licensed financial professional. I'll tell you a little bit why it all started. It might, as I said, I'm going to share a lot of personal experiences here. I'm not going to be here a teacher telling do this, do this, do this. But that's what I wanted to do, is sharing a lot of personal experiences. We have two boys, Kavita and I have two boys. And it all started with my older one when he was in middle school, when we were struggling to find out what college planning is, how to apply for everything. But long story short, the older one right now is a third-year medical student at Keck Medical School at University of Southern California, graduated from UC San Diego. And the younger one is a junior at UCLA. They both are college coaching program students. So it does help for us. And also I want to say that as most of our Rotarians in this meeting, as in the club, we are all immigrants, and we are all faced, and we're faced and are still facing challenges to adapting this new education system in US. When I came to US, the education system, I had struggles adjusting to, I still do. So it all started for us in kindergarten and continued into high school. Sometime in the process, I realized that, you know what, the way I am teaching my kids is quite different from the way the schools are teaching my kids. So somewhere around middle school, I had to take a step back after listening to my kids and say, I should not be teaching my own kids. I should step back and take the resources available in the community, leverage the professionals in the community, and then let them teach them all the things that they need to be successful. And I have to say that they are quite successful. And that is what it is. But again, at the same time, there are quite a few parents here say that they want to do it by themselves, which is okay. Every family is different, okay? And the next anecdote here before I go into why here is, there was these are all connected as jokes I'm putting in here, but also they have a value to it when I start talking about it. And homework assignment was given to a student in a Spanish class to write about a paragraph. When the student returned the paper, teacher asked the student if the student has used Google Translator or any online translators to write the paper. Student categorically denied it, saying, no, I did it on my own. This is all original. It's all true and everything. Then the teacher asked the next question. Then why is your paper in French? Everybody should start laughing and clapping, but it's okay. You know, my audience are hard to please, looks like. What I'm trying to say here is, student is giving a French paper when a Spanish class. The message behind it is, if a student is going to do an essay, do an application, and give information to a school's admissions officer, they can smell a mile away whether it is an original or is it not their own or helped by somebody else. Yes, we can find resources for them. We can find help for them. We can tell them how to write, but we cannot write for them. And as some of the Rotarians here in the club already have kids in high school, they have experienced this. So for the other ones, you can definitely think, yes, that's what it is. So why do we need college planning? Let me go into that. First of all, the middle school and high school was difficult to navigate, and it has become more difficult because all the students are online classes right now. And if you thought the competition for college admissions was very hard, competitive earlier, before new normal, the pandemic, I'm using new normal now. It has become even more because it's confusing more than competitive right now. I'm going to give you some 2019 UCLA, UC Berkeley acceptance rates, 12 to 14%. But how many students applied for it? If it was an online, I mean, in an in-person class, I would ask these things, but if anybody wants to shout out, you can too. How many students applied to UCLA? 120,000 students applied, out of which 12 to 14%. And this includes your basketball players, football players, swimmers, golfers, all talented students. So the real admission rate goes down. UC Berkeley, 80,000 students plus applied. So when there's so many people are applying, the admissions rate is so small. Let's go to the next one, Rajgar. Stanford, you know, elite school, right? So 4%. And actually, when you take out all the other scholarships for basketball, swimmers, golfers, it's less than 2%. But a lot of people don't know what the Santa Clara University is. Actually, for California, San Jose residents, it's right up the street here, very, very close by, within 10 to 15 minutes drive. Very few people know about it, but it has a 50%. It's a very small school, kind of, you know, in a small Santa Clara area, where only 4,000 students, 5,000 students apply, and half of them get admitted. It's a great school to go to. But why am I telling you these things? The reason is, the more information a parent has, it's easier to use that when the students are applying. So next, let's go to the next one, sir. How are they going to do it? So the students are going to do it in one way, and the second one is for parents. It's actually the financial aid part of it. I have actually separate slides on it. We may not have enough time to go through it, but if anybody is interested, we can always reach out to me and I can help you with that. But students are going to do the academics one. So let's go to the next one, sir. Well, if you anybody watched Olympics, the 110 meters hurdles, the athletes are supposed to jump over a hurdle, trying not to knock over. If they knock over, no fault, but they get slowed down. That's the reason they have to jump over. And the guy who goes through, he gets the first gold medal, right? There's no different than that. Next slide, sir. For a high school student. Oh, actually, before I go in that, I put in this one as, no, it's okay. Rajigar, go for it. Charles Darwin, what did he say? The fittest will survive, right? That's what I learned in my high school back home. But here is a message here. It is not the strongest of species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is one that is the most adaptable to change. Please make a note of this. The one that is adaptable to change. I'll be using this quite a bit in this presentation. Charles Darwin said about 200 years ago already. The one who is most adaptable to change will survive. So, okay, please, next one. Please put up everyone, sir. So what are colleges looking for? We just talked about, when we were talking about it. Keep going, sir. There's a lot more in there. Wonderful. One more. Thank you. So in the old normal, the SATs and SAT subject tests were part of it. But in the new normal, the course selection becomes important, what they're doing in the high school. PSAT is one of the most confused part for parents right now. And it was confusing to us to begin with. But PSAT is offered in 9th or 10th grade as a sample, and either 10th or 11th grade as a final one. What is PSAT? Nothing but your merit-based scholarship is based on your PSAT score. Proud to say that my kids, both of them qualified for the National Merit Scholarship list, and my older one did get the merit-based scholarship because of the PSAT score. So, but the schools don't give it much importance at all. I keep telling parents is, watch out, if your kids are coming to high school, watch out for this PSAT, when they're going to do it. They take it very lightly. They take it very easy, but no, please focus on that. Now that we don't have the SAT and ACT scores, like we said, I talked a little bit earlier, or I don't know. The judge said in the news that SATs and ACTs are no longer accepted by UCs. What does it mean? How are the schools going to really evaluate a student? So they have no subject tests, no SAT for especially UCs, but other schools will have it. Well, the other biggest problem right now is, do the students get a chance to take this test? I have talked to many students when they said, I have taken uncle a test date, it canceled. They asked me to postpone it for on the next one. That canceled again, that canceled again. And some students who have last year who have left the SAT, ACT testing to the January, February, March, April time, they all canceled. They could not take the test. And they had, that schools were also like changing on a daily basis. How do we go about this? What should we do? And they were changing their way of admissions, and the students had to be started adapting to it. And AP courses, yeah, if the schools are offering it, go for it. The biggest thing is the GPA. I keep telling parents that make the students focus on the GPA. And the last one we have here is extracurricular activities. I'm going to spend considerable amount of time on that. But before going there, I'm going to talk a little bit about is how I got interacting with the college counselors and everything. I talked to a lot of college counselors and educators in the community, and all of them said, if your student is adaptable and flexible, that would be our next slide in it, is they will survive. In fact, the students that are most adaptable and flexible during this pandemic will thrive. This is the message I'm getting. I said, wow, I think I got the silver bullet for our parents in here. And definitely we are living in very much uncertain times. And as the colleges are adjusting to the new normal, we should adjust to the new normal. A student that is adaptable and flexible, that adjusts to it, is the one that's going to survive or even thrive. And actually, I'm going to go back to what Raju Garu is talking about, what Sneha Garu talked about, is one thing that has not changed in the old normal and the new normal. Colleges are looking for leaders. The world is looking for leaders, let me put it that way. So what should we do? We should make our students as leaders. We should develop them. So a leader is someone who adjusts easily and follows through tough times. A leader is a one who adapts to the change and is very flexible. So the take-home message, if you have not taken anything from it, is one thing is we want to make our students, our kids, leaders, because those are the ones that are going to be replacing us, and this world and universities are looking at. The academics have become very subjective and very unpredictable. And especially my own older one, who's in the younger one who's in UCLA, when he got into the online classes in March, we casually asked him, how is it going? He said, Nana, it's very hard. It's very hard to adjust to this online thing with 60 to 100 students in a class. When we were at UCLA in an auditorium, the camaraderie was there, the ambience was there, the whole thing was so fun and so nice, and energy was there in this room. Now I'm in a vacuum. I'm struggling right now to adjust to it. But he got adjusted to it. He did pretty well in the last year in the classes. Now he knows what the new normal is going to be. Okay. So we have to, how is college, again, one more thing, the biggest thing is going to happen is how our students may be competing with students. Again, how our students, we are privileged. Let me put it that way. At least I feel, me and Kavita, my wife, we feel that we are privileged because we can give our students, our kids, a computer, a tablet, or whatever they ask. How are the schools going to differentiate with the ones that have and have nots? Because there are quite a few students who don't have an access to a computer. So how are they going to get admitted into schools? That's going to be the next big one. Well, that's all the school stuff. But let me start talking about what as a parents we can do for our kids. You know, why is they when they're talking about all these issues, what is this new normal, how many things going on? It is the parents' role in the student's life has become even more important today. Okay. And what should the parents do? Okay, thank you, Raju. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I should have given you, because opportunity, leaders, adapt, adjust to. Go ahead, next one, please. Okay, let's stop there, sir. Let's stop there. I mean, I'm not ready for it. I have another 5 minutes. Sorry, my slides and my talk are a little bit off. I apologize, but the message is there. What can we do as parents? We should educate ourselves first. We should leverage our professionals. We should help our students to take care of themselves. What do I mean by that? Help them handle the stress. Help them maintain good physical and mental health. And I have listened to quite a few students expressing difficulties. What is the biggest difficulty for even a middle school or high school student all the way from kindergarten is, we can understand the kindergartners, but high school students, they are doing this learning online from 8 to whatever, 2 o'clock, and sitting in front of a computer, and they're getting in half an hour break to go to whatever, and they have a ton of homework. Guess what? They're doing the homework online again. So students are spending a teen number of hours in front of the screen, and we still don't know how that is going to affect the students in the long run, because we are looking at a computer, it's strenuous, and they are complaining that they're very tired. And the concept of this inside the classroom learning is out the door already. Interacting with your fellow students, not there. Student atmosphere, not there. School atmosphere, not there. So they are struggling a lot. And what should we do? We should help our students to become successful in outside the classroom learning. What I mean by that, this are the new terms that are coming up in the society right now when I talk to people. They're talking about develop invisible skills. This is the first time I heard when I talked to a couple of weeks ago to a college counselor. He said, oh, she said, you know, the students need to develop invisible skills. I said, oh my God, what is that now? Yes, you guys can go Google and talk about it, or we can talk about it later because lack of time. But they said invisible skills. What is your attitude of your student towards this new normal? Or they call, I talked to some students that expressed a lot of discomfort and a lot of complaining. But no, that's not how it should be. A leader is a one who takes this as an opportunity, this pandemic or the new normal. And I asked my younger one to give one suggestion to everybody that is attending today in this session. He said, build an online community. Let the students not be by themselves in a vacuum. Talk to other students by social media, make a community of them, interact with them, do the homework with them, do whatever they need to do, but be together, don't be by yourself. They will definitely get really, really depressed and not do very well in school. And they should, that will adapt to them. And the last one I'm going to talk about here is the leaders, right? We want to develop leaders. And we are talking about it. Silicon Andhra's platform has immensely helped my kids. Kavita and I are so indebted to the Silicon Andhra because right from the day one, Manabadi, my both kids had an opportunity to do skits, do dramas, participate on the stage. What happened? In turn, they became very confident and they became leaders. They had the leadership qualities built into them through these programs. My older one had an opportunity. He's a Carnatic music, he learned for many years. He sat in front of 1,000 people on one occasion and had a solo opportunity to sing and present his skills. Well, thank you to Silicon Andhra for offering him that chance, because, you know, who gets a chance like that? And how much confidence that built him into it. So we have immensely benefited from many of the programs. Like so far, we just talked about, we have the Rotary Club of Silicon Interact Club. Engage your students in that Interact Club. All the Interact Club students are leaders. They will become leaders. They will lead something. There's other ones. Sneha Garud also does the Youth Club. With the SAY Club, I know how is it going, I don't know, but I heard about it. Manabadi. And the other one is the University of Silicon Andhra offering the Sampada. What is Sampada? High school students can take dances, music, many other courses, college level courses, and get certified. How good it looks on a resume. Somebody says, I have a diploma in Kuchipudi, or I have a diploma in whatever, Bharatanatyam, or, you know, what music, whatever, or I even have a bachelor's by the time they finish high school. Look at it. I mean, imagine how great that will be on a resume. Because my younger one had the opportunity to go to Manabadi and take the junior and senior exam. It really reflected very well on his resume. And after all this, quite a few parents ask me is, oh, you talked about all this good stuff. Where can I find this? Can you recommend a program that is there in the community? So Rajagaru, next slide. Let's look at what is this program that I'm talking about. Its college coaching program is nothing but a guide that advises students and parents through middle and high schools into college. The program should provide resources to help maximize their potential and further admittance to selected college. Next one, sir. Program highlights. It's too many of them in here, but every program has a different highlights. One of the programs I get associated with as all these programs. College major exploration, summer internships. Actually, one of the gentlemen in the attending today is big into summer programs, internship guidance, and I'm going to work with him in the near future and try to bring it back to our students in our Rotary Club or even in the Silicon Andhra community itself. And last is the essay writing, the college admission process, and everything. Next one, sir. Applying to colleges, we have this concept of reach, target, and safety schools. These are three schools, three logics, where if your student reaches really, they get into this Ivy Leagues or your Stanfords, your UC Berkeley's, UC San Diego's or Berkeley, UCLA's. A target is something like the Davis or Santa Barbara or any of the other schools, Santa Clara University, Baylor University, whatever. Safety schools could be for a student is the San Jose State, the Sacramento States, the community colleges. Anyway, that's where I'm going to stop. And I'm going to tell one last message is the program is like a car. It all depends on the student that is driving the car, that is going to take them to the destination from here to there. A lot of people ask me, what is the best program out there? I said, all the programs are, have a little bit differences in them. But what is the best program? There's no best program. It's a program that suits your child is the best program. And they are the one that use this program to propel into the next level, which is trying to get into a very good school that fits their needs, that fits their talents, and that fits the person as a whole. That becomes very important. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. The financial aid part is not going to happen because we have very little time. I'm going to leave some time to ask questions. Rajagaru, if you can put the last slide, sir. If anybody wants to reach me by email or by phone, you can definitely call me. And Rajagaru always tells me, whether it is Rotary or Manabadi or anywhere, anyone who comes to me, he keeps saying that you have to talk to them for as a consultation for free, sir. You cannot charge them anything. No, I don't. I never do. Anyway, thank you very much for the opportunity, and I hope you all had some. It was a fast-paced. I just want to keep it within time. Any questions? I'm open.
Devender Garu, thank you very much, sir. To start with, this is something such an important thing because, for somebody getting out of high school, that is a big crossroad, where they end up, in which college, which university. That is a very critical thing. Once you get onto that path, that's pretty much it. That is the path that you continue to take. There is no redos anymore. So, so we want to provide, all the opportunities for everyone to be able to take advantage and then showcase their talent, showcase their application in such a way that they are the ones who are getting ahead of other people in the line. So Devender Garu, thank you, sir. Thanks for helping. I know several people who got benefited from his knowledge. So what we will do is, I will stop the screen share. If any of you want to raise hands and ask questions, please do. Yeah, Sneha Garu has raised the hand first. Okay, Sneha Garu, go ahead.
I don't have a question, but it's a testimony from a friend. So we have been fortunate enough to have guided by Devender Garu and Kavita, and they are family friends, and we just, Devender Garu is out of the way to guide and mentor, and we've been at high school phase. We may be good in several things, but when it's like Devender Garu mentioned college, and that whole thing is like a gigantic ocean where you don't know what to do. And that's the time when Devender Garu, just stepped in and guided us and well with all his activities and all. And the other thing which he has not touched today, but you should be, which is financial planning, where most of us South Asians, we think that if we start planning our finances when we are 70 or 80, but that's already too late. You should start planning from your probably your 30s, and we have been fortunate enough again where we have such a good friend who just, I should not say forces, but it's just like planning, and we have been really happy. So I would recommend all young couples, especially with, start planning your finances, because that's very important. And if you're going to live for 90 years or 100 years, you need have your finances set right, and plan your child's college. And Devender Garu, I mean, is our friend, family right there. So utilize him. Take him, utilize his services.
Thank you. Thank you, Sneha Garu. Thank you.
I have a question, Rajagaru.
Yeah, okay, Priya Garu, go ahead.
Yeah, so Devendra Garu, I know with the new norm, there's so much change that's happening for the kids. But at least seniors, they have a clarity that there is no SAT or, within California and UC systems. But what about, kids who just entered high school? Because is this change going to be for the next 4 years or, how is the preparedness that you would advise? Or parents, how quick they need to approach you for kids who just entered 9th grade?
Very good question. The new normal is going to be changing every day. So we have to get connected to a professional service, and they will be the ones who are on top of it every single day. All I'm going to tell is take advantage what you have. Do good in what you do. Like I said, GPA, keep it 4.0. I mean, oh, it's hard, but I said, yeah, it is hard, but just keep 4.0. What is that in your hands, right? Do it the best you can there. Okay. What else? We have extracurricular activities. We talk about so many of them. Get involved in them. Become a leader. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. Do that. And as they're coming across, the whole SADs and ACTs might start opening up. Once a vaccine comes up, whichever, I don't know when it's going to happen, but if that happens, the schools will open, the centers will open, and it might come back to normal. So we don't know. But whatever you know, whatever is in your hands, what is under control, take care of it, and leverage a professional at the end of the day so that we don't get stressed out in the process. Hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you, sir. I can add to that little bit more also, sir, if you permit me. So one thing, Priya, UC system has already made it clear whether there is a vaccine or not. For next 4 years, they are not going to look at SAT or ACT next 4 years, and that is not difficult part. The another difficult part is even after 4 years, they said they might never go back to SAT. They are going to look at their own way of coming up with an admission process by that time, and that would be the one that they are going to use it. So for all practical purposes, UC systems, SAT, ACT is a thing of the past. That is just my personal opinion, not a professional opinion. That is what is there in the media, and that's what the board of regents of UC system have put out. And one more thing, today, at least for this year, 85% of the liberal arts programs, all the universities, they said they are not going to look at SAT or ACT. And but all the Ivy League schools have said they are not going to look at ACT or SAT. So this is more important for 12th grade people. But see, just like how last year, this time, we didn't know what was going to happen this year, we don't know what would happen next year. This corona thing can continue for another year, 2 years, we don't know. So if it does, then yes, I mean, yeah, it's very easy for them to call for a meeting and they say we are extending this situation to another 1 more year. Okay, all these Ivy Leagues or other universities outside of UC and whatnot. There are so many. Even before Corona times, there has always been a contention that SAT, ACT scores are not standardized. Those scores are not standardized because there is a very well researched, data-driven conclusion that people who are well-to-do are scoring higher in SATs more often than not, because of all the coaching plans, this, that, whatnot, so many ways, right? So they're saying that's not the right way to judge a student's ability. Okay, so this is giving them an opportunity to go back to the drawing board and rethink. So we need to go back to the basics, which is do well with what you can. And certainly, because you are not going to be on top of all these things, and the universities change, their policies change, their admission processes change, the acceptance rates change. So leverage a professional, because however small or whatever the amount that you are going to be paying to the professional would eventually come back and help you, where it will save you a lot of dollars in the college times. I will stop there, and thank you, Devendra Garu.
Thank you.
If I have
I think
misspoken
the
on
need of
anything,
the hour is a prep talk with Devender Garu on a weekly basis.
Yeah, one thing definitely I would like to emphasize here, I want to echo Devender Garu, because at certain point you definitely need professional advice there. And we are very fortunate to have Devender Garu in our team, because a lot of people do lack that, and we don't realize quite often that what kind of value our peers can add into our lives and in our kids' lives planning. So from that perspective, Devender Garu is ready to help in college planning. From the leadership perspective, we have Rotary and leadership programs here. From extracurricular activities, we have Silicon Andhra and any other extracurricular activities they could do. So I could share my own experience with my kid, Anusha. You know, she did a lot of extracurricular activities in Silicon Andhra as well as in several programs. So the leadership is not a formal program, what we offer in a package. Leadership, we make leaders as they emerge through their childhood and through their ages, right, in from the teenage. So it's very well-rounded ecosystem what we have to help the kids as future leaders of the society. So leverage Silicon Andhra, leverage Devender Garu's expertise, leverage everybody as a mentor, and please spread this news to additional families so that they could be part of the Rotary.
thank you, Dilip Garu. Next, we have a question from Tanmay. Tanmay, go ahead, unmute yourself and ask the question, please.
Hello, Andy. My name is Sarita. Actually, I logged in my son's account. So both my kids are in Manabadi program, and we really appreciate how they are actually learning Telugu, and they're able to communicate in Telugu and everything. But I don't know if this question is out of scope of this discussion. But I wanted to see if Devender Garu would touch a little bit on kids who are currently or don't have a green card, and who would be going in as international students with his the next planned financial planning topic, or even like the college admissions point of view. What are the implications of not having a green card on a kid's admission? Like, would they be not prioritized, or would they be losing on a lot of opportunities?
Very good question. I don't think so I can do that justify the answer in 1 or 2 minutes, but I'll try. We can always have an offline talk, Andy. You can call me or send me an email. I can provide you more detailed information. But admission side, no issues. You can be a H1B or H4, whatever. They will consider the same. But when it comes to the financial aid, they're not considered. Sorry, they're not U.S. Citizens or green card holders. They are not given priority. That's where they lose out. So
okay. Okay, thank you.
I mean, I would. Can I add some points here, if you don't mind?
Yeah, no problem.
Now, my name is Ravi Lothmula here. So let me just say that if it is a FAFSA-related education, then that means the only people that are eligible are U.S. green cards and U.S. citizens.
Right.
Other than that, in terms of admissions, in terms of scholarships, the visa has no bearing at all. Even if you are on a H4 and the student is on some dependent visa, which is called as an H4, he can be a full rider with no issues. Merit-based scholarships, they are 100% eligible.
That's correct.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Andy. And yes, I would like to get more information. If I could connect with, it's like looking up to somebody for information, and I know there is no clear-cut yes and no black and white answer for anything. It all depends on the application, on the student, I think case by case basis. But just to have an idea would definitely, give courage to the parents too.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sarita Garu, if I may ask you a question, are your kids in high school now?
Yes, my daughter is a sophomore. We live in Illinois, Andy, so she is a sophomore in high school. And my son is in 6th grade, but yeah, he's coming up too.
Okay. So when you have time, talk to me, and we can talk about few things that might help them.
Tapansari, and I'll definitely contact
Yeah.
you. Yes.
Yeah, you probably have my phone number. Just call me or text me. Email is
Andy.
not the best way, and I can get you connected with Devendra Garu. And also, I can provide you some more tips because you said, your kids are already have completed Manabadi or they are in Manabadi. So there are some things that you could do to help them in that regard. Okay, thank you. We can take probably one more question if anybody has it before we wrap up the meeting, please. One more question. If not, I want to take this opportunity to thank Devendra Garu. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, somebody has a question?
Yeah, so how do we prepare financially? Like how much amount I have to save for my kids, like each month basis?
Certainly, sir, that is $1 million question. And
Okay.
no, there is a big presentation. What we will do is we probably will have one more session at some other time, focusing just basically on that part itself. Or,
Okay.
if you, I don't know how you got, this meeting invite, you probably have my email address. You could, send me something or call me. And, Devendra Garu does these sessions, very frequently. And because, he cannot say no to me, I use him very much for the benefit of the community. So I do this every 3 months. I do a series of, 4 to 5 seminars from him on, not only college planning, college financial planning, and then, retirement planning, and, life insurances, and so many topics, I will tell you, we are, Indians are very affiliated and very successful community here in America, no doubt. But when it comes to making, our money work for us, I think we are probably at the bottom of the chain. Okay. And we don't plan well. And, for the rainy day, right? I mean, things happen. And I can tell you with my connections or, my community relations here, how many such things I see on a daily basis where we feel so sorry, that, we couldn't help them before. But, we keep sending these emails, but anyway, sir, certainly that's a very big topic. And dnarala@yahoo.com is his email address. And you have my email address anyway. So reach out to us. And we just finished entire August. We had every week we had a seminar on this topics, entire August.
Okay.
And we missed you somehow, but we will try to get you into our next rounds. But meanwhile, you can certainly send us an email, contact Narala Garu, D as in David, for Devender Narala, dnarala@yahoo.com, sir.
Sure. Thank you so much.
We might have some other things coming up, sir, very soon. So we will, if you keep us, give us your email address, we'll keep you in the loop and send you the information, Andy.
So one thing that we by looking at this meeting is we have great support from all our Telugu family. That gives a lot of energy, really.
Yeah. Sir, where are you from, sir?
So I'm from Pleasanton, California, sir.
Oh, Pleasanton, okay.
Yeah, my son is already in Silicon Andhra. Yeah.
Manabadi, na?
Yeah, Manabadi.
Wonderful, sir. So probably, I think the reason you missed out on August seminars is because probably maybe those emails are going to your wife, probably. But otherwise, you should see them. It should be there in your folder somewhere. We had.
Sure. We'll join. We'll take it.
Certainly, sir. Thank you. And and anything more also you need in future, let us know. Our goal is only one thing, sir. We are here to serve our community for what their needs are, and we will help them as much as possible. I know Devendra Garu, is a professional in this, but for us, he is a family member. Okay, we use these services. We use these services as and when we need and how much ever we need.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you. It's very, very helpful, Andy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so I think that wraps up for today's meeting. I'll just do the final couple of things. So thank you all for joining. My request is we are doing amazing things in any activity that Silicon Andhra does, and the Rotary Club of Silicon Andhra is no different. Okay, so please kindly get involved and be active in the club. And then, we want to hear what your thoughts are so that we get some opportunities to serve our community, whether they are here or far. So please, spread the word, connect your friends, colleagues, relatives, and neighbors to the club. And please send, any ideas you have. My email address is raju@silicanandhrarotary.org. raju@silicanandhrarotary.org. And we will meet again exactly 2 weeks from now with one another wonderful program for everybody's benefit. And Jai Ho Rotary Club of Silicanandhra.